Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of 10 Minute Tuesday. If you have not already, please like, share, and subscribe. And today's episode, I got the great Maureen in the building. Maureen, what's going on?
Thank you so much, April, for having me here. I'm good. I'm doing great.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you taking time. I had a pleasure meeting you in London, TC. I was so happy I was able to connect with you. So I was like, yo, let's get on a podcast. Let's get on and connect. So thanks for taking time out to record.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've done a number of these. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Maureen, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Maureen. I am a business intelligence analyst at Swift Inside and right now called Data Solutions. And basically, I'm a consultant and I typically work for different clients and different projects and all of that.
Awesome. So BI analyst with insights, y'all doing some great things. I see y'all on my feed all the time. Mikhail's a super cool guy. But at a certain point, you had to get your start into data and doing some of the consultant analysis work. So what really compels you to get into data to begin with?
Now that's a very interesting question, though. The data space is not something you get to hear so well in this part of the world, being here in Nigeria. And when I got into data, that's like few years ago. I didn't really know that such space existed till I stumbled upon SQL. And as a person that is not coming from the tech space or computer science background, it was really difficult. So apparently I was taking this, Microsoft Suite courses, that's way back 2020. And part of the curriculum was SQL. I was just so intrigued that it looks so different from the normal Excel access and the normal Word that we use. And I was really curious to know if there's a way I can use this in my regular job. So I started asking questions. So I would typically say I got into the data space out of curiosity. I started asking questions, where can I utilize this tool and how can I use it? They gave me options, of course, data analysis, web development, app development, of the SQL part. They gave me option for, I think, project management. I'm like, okay, I think I can tilt towards the data space. The other ones has a lot of coding in it, and I'm not caught up for that. So apparently I started learning SQL. I think my first course was SQL for data science in Coursera. And after that, I found out that for me to be a data analyst or a data person, I have to actually learn other tools. So a couple of years down the line, here we are.
Awesome. And going ever since and just been rocking and rolling, big rock star. So really Coursera, understanding SQL, picking that up, that's how you got your start. All right. So next question, thinking about this, and I love this question because it doesn't have to necessarily be data related. What has been your least favorite job that you ever had? So in like high school, I did something or, wherever. Like what's been your least favorite job?
I would say that is it fair to say that all the jobs I've done before now or before doing data were actually my least favorites? Well, I think the top of the list for me would be I was I I was actually a makeup artist by profession, professional makeup artist before moving into tech, before doing whole data stuff. I I didn't really get to have, what I feel now when it comes to data and doing my job. I never had that. So I would practically say it was actually my least favorite because on that role or working as, that person, it was hectic. Carrying your makeup seat from here to there or this to that. It's something that I wouldn't like to do ever again. So I think that would be my least favorite job ever.
Okay, love that. Yeah, no, I didn't makeup artist, so you learn something new every time you do one of these podcasts. So awesome! I didn't know you had that in your bag.
I did.
All right, so thinking about this, there's a philosophy that I live by and try and present on this show. There's a concept called failing forward. So everything we do is not a failure; we're learning from that experience. So thinking about that, what would you consider your biggest failure, and what did you learn from that experience?
Yeah, I love the fact that you said everything we do, we actually learn from that. Because I don't think I have failure in my dictionary. I only have lessons. Life throws stuff at you and you just have to learn from it. So when it comes to biggest lesson, um, that would be um, that would be not doing my job well when I had the opportunity to do that. And I would call that a lesson because it actually cost me the job. Because I know that I had the capacity to do it, but I don't know what happened. I didn't do it so well. So I think that will be the biggest lesson that I've learned. And moving forward to, working as a consultant and all of that, I've actually learned that whatever project I've been given to you, whether you have the 100% skill set or not, just deliver it excellently well. So that would be one of the things I've learned from that.
I love that. And I've had a similar experience where um, just didn't perform to the best of my abilities for whatever reason. And that feeling of, I won't say letting someone go or letting someone down, but just that feeling of just that internal meter, I never forget that feeling. And it always drives me to this day to be better and kind of push more because I never want to feel that again.
Exactly. It's not a very good place to be, honestly. It's not.
Awesome. All right. So thinking about this, you're 2 years in consulting, you've done a number of things. What's one lesson your job has taught you that you think everyone should learn at some point in their life?
I think that would be the same excellence. Just show up, you know. I think that has actually helped me so far because in consulting, you don't work with one client. You have like different people, different, mindset, different perspective to things. And one thing stands out in most of these things is how you deliver your job. Whether you're working in a corporate firm, in the fintech, or whatever space you find yourself, I think doing a good job would actually not just for the company, it will help you a whole lot, even as a person. The satisfaction you get that you did something really good that actually helped a company or helped an organization. It's not something someone would give you accolades for, and that's enough. It's like it comes from within. So that would be for your question or for the response to your question, that would be just doing something and do it well.
Love that. I love that question. I love that answer, I should say. All right. So thinking about this is tailored toward people who are trying to get into the data industry or just trying to get into the career to begin with. So what is one piece of it? So what is one piece of advice you give someone who's just starting out in their career?
Uh, Piece of advice. Can I give three? Tickle?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So when it comes to starting in any space or in any career, I think number one would be for you to realize that there are avalanche of resources, you know, that you can learn from, you can tap from. Don't limit yourself, right? I think that would be the number one. Learning from other people. You don't necessarily need someone to hold you by the hand to learn. I didn't literally let someone hold me by the hand to learn how to do Tableau and all the things I'm doing right now. You have the YouTube, and thankfully the advent of AI has made everything a little bit easier. The learning barrier has reduced a whole lot. So I would say that be aware that you have resources right in front of you. And secondly is when you figure that out, learn to be consistent with your learning. Some people can pick up a Udemy course for like 3 months, 2 months, and just drop it. My own journey, I can pick up the SQL for data science, which I'll never forget, and I'll just do it for a month or two and just forget about it. But for the fact that I truly wanted to do this, I had to be consistent with it. Just show up every single time. The third one would be mentorship, but I don't usually relate to the word mentorship. I'm more of like a shadow or shadowing per se, right? I love the fact that the data farm community has given us a lot of people we can actually shadow without them being our direct mentors. And that is what I did in my own journey. You don't necessarily have to wait for someone to, do one-on-ones with them every Tuesdays and Thursdays for you to know that you're learning from them. When I was starting out, I learned a lot from Simdi. I know you know him. And each time I talk about starting my journey or my humble beginnings, I must always mention him because he was, that pivotal point of me learning how to do things really well. He wasn't my mentor. even up to this day, Chimdi has never been my mentor. But for the fact that I always go to his profile, I'll check what he's done. Oh, I love this, and I love to replicate it. Even up until this moment, I still have Chimdi's work replicated in my own work, for my clients and all. So I would say number one is realizing you have resources around you that can help you learn. Number two is when you find them, be consistent in your learning. And three is look up to someone that has already passed through that same journey as you are.
Love that. So many good gems. Like so many. You got to learn. Like I think the consistency is what makes the people continuously relevant and continuously growing in this field. The more people who continuously learn and put in the work and always try and evolve will be the ones that stick around the longest. And I love we said mentorship with Chimdi. I mean, Chimdi's great. Like it's phenomenal. Like he's so good at everything that he does. So love Chimdi, man. That's my guy.
Mm.
All right. So Maureen, tell me about the most influential people in your life and how they made an impact on you.
Mm. Influential people. Number one would be the data farm community. Come on, Siko. If you are in the Tableau space, you have to definitely mention the data farm community. Um, they have been so intrinsic in my journey, and they have influenced the way I visualize, the way I design in the aspect of work and Tableau and my career. And lately, I've been trying to get other people involved to influence me in some certain aspects of my life. So last month, I binged a lot of Bozeman St. John's YouTube videos and podcasts. I am a big fan of her. I Tiku, what you guys don't know in the data farm communities, I'm an ultimate girl's girl. Like when I see a girl winning or when I see a lady winning, I'm always rooting for the person because I know how dicey it is, to break out of the norm and be a lady that is very successful in your career. So last month it was Bozeman St. John. This month I've been binging Emma Grade. Emma Grade is, I don't know if you know her, she co-owns Good American with the Kardashians, I think Chloe, and she also co-owns Schemes with Kim. So that's an amazing lady, and she's been really influencing me in some part of my life that a lot of data farm guys don't see, but yeah, that's true. So I think that would be number one is data farm community, and currently would be Emigrate.
Love it. Yeah, shout out to the Dana fam. Shout out to the women who are winning. That it's hard. Like you said, I'm married and I have a daughter, and I have like a different viewpoint of some of the different things that women have to go through now. And it's just like you said, like the more success that's happening, you want to cheer it on and root for it, and like you got this. So I think that's awesome what you're following. All right, Marine. Tell me where can listeners find you at online.
I think LinkedIn is the basic place you can literally find me. LinkedIn, maybe on Twitter, but basically it has to be LinkedIn.
Follow her on LinkedIn. Follow the Lagos User Group on LinkedIn. My
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah. So I'll give
Thank
a
you.
shout out. I'll give a shout. Lagos User Group, my favorite Tableau User Group. Out. How long has the Lagos User Group been out?
I think it will be a year by June. So stick around. Even this month, we'll be having our session with I'll break the ice. We'll be having a section with Bo McCready, the Iron V's winner, and we'll also have Ryan Suarez in our upcoming session, which is happening on the 31st of this month. So stay tuned, guys.
Awesome. Awesome. We'll have the links in the comments. But Maureen, thank you so much for taking time out to record. This was fantastic.
Thank you, Seiko. I appreciate this a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. No problem. No problem. And as I said in the beginning, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll talk to y'all next week. Have a great day.